Greetings once again, fellow Ventrac owners and enthusiasts. Honestly, I guess I got to be telling you, I sold my Ventrac. Yep, my 4500Z with all the implements and the trailer, sold everything because of this thing here. That's right, the Altos. That's what did it for me. That right there take the place of my Ventrac. So I gotta tell you why I sold it and went with the Altos all-terrain tracks, because it could do pretty much everything I needed the Ventrac for, which was to mow on steep hills. And steep hills sideways. The Ventrac, if you got it on a 30-degree hill, it would slide if you went sideways with a heavy mower. You try to go sideways, and keep the mower up, up, pointed upwards to the top of the hill, but it'll still slide down depending on how slippery the grass or soft dirt was. It would slip down. The flail mower is my favorite mower. It does a really great job of mulching up the material to where it just looks professionally done. People are happy with it. But this Altos all-terrain 766i has 3 blades in it, 3 flail blades, like the rotary cutters does, and you're sitting on top of them, so you don't have a really big heavy mower out in front of you. So the disadvantages to that is you can't really get underneath trees like you could with a Ventrac, shoving it under there. But I can turn around, go around a tree or a post way sharper and faster and easier than I could with a Ventrac. It's a 0-turn mower, so I can get around really quickly, and especially if you got orchards. Now I have these other tractors that I do. Over there is a 1450 what is that, a 1445 series 2 John Deere, and on this one I have a flail mower on that also. That's a Peruzo. It's about 6 foot wide, 5.5 foot wide, but this is 4-wheel drive, so I can climb hills almost, if not the same as a Ventrac. And people can try if they want, but I really, in my experience, it does pretty much everything the Ventrac does as far as power. This is for my bigger jobs. This is a M7060 enclosed cab, so I'm comfortable, air conditioning. And on this, I have an 8-foot flail mower. This is by Woodmax. Has the double wide blades on here, so it does a really good job at mulching. I keep the back off in case anything gets tangled in there, a hose or a barbed wire, whatever. I have direct access, and it's turning this way, so all the material comes about here, lands there, so not really a danger of throwing a rock somewhere. And then I have my Bobcat, and I have an ABI rake on it right now, but for heavy brush and mulch, brush clearing, land clearing, I have the Bobcat mower, and that has 2 motors on it, so it's 2 sets of blades, and that floats and has a roller. You see, that's really nice, because whatever you don't, especially if it's crunchy and dry season, it rolls over, it makes it look like it's 0. Then I have the Blue Diamond Extreme Duty. That's has like a 500-pound flywheel that has 4 blades on it, and it does a really good job. So actually, I'm one of those spoiled companies that has a machine for every type of terrain. So while like Blue Coral, Bradley Finke has 4 or 5 Ventracs and he uses all the machines, I find it very inefficient. If I need to move dirt, I can use my big Kubota or the Bobcat, pick up rocks, logs, mow, grade, move a lot of dirt quickly and efficiently. And if I just need to mow, well then I use the Altos for tight areas, small areas, properties that have a lot of trees or obstacles like groves here in San Diego County. So I sold the Ventrac. It was kind of a hard decision. I always wanted one. You know, a lot of people, you guys want one. But if you just need something to mow, highly recommend the Altos tracked all-terrain zero-turn mower. The 766i has 37 horsepower, fuel injected, and it climbs. It goes sideways. I have pictures of this thing. I have a tilt meter right there, a gauge, and I'm telling you, it was whatever this is, 35, 30 something degrees. That ball was all the way over here, and I was holding the hill going sideways. Awesome job. And clean cut. You can put it down as low as you want, down to like, you know, a couple inches, you know, closer than I need to get, closer than I want to get, and tearing up my blades and stuff. So bye-bye Ventrac. Another thing too, that zero-turn mower, I'm sorry, the flail mower for the Ventrac is so heavy. If you're down on a hill, even 25 degrees, and you try to back up, it won't pull it very easily if you start to slip. So what you do normally is you lift up the mower to put more weight on the front axle. Well, what it does, it's so heavy, it will lift the rear end of the tractor, which is not good for that joint. It wasn't designed to do that. It's designed to stay on the ground, but it's so heavy, that flail mower, you just got to put it back down, because it won't do it. So you got to turn it sideways, and if there's a fence at the bottom of the hill or a cliff, a drop off, you're screwed. That's why I had a winch on the back of my Ventrac, and I took that winch and I put it back here now, as you can see, and I have one on the front of the. So now I got two. I got winch on the front of my mower, the Altos, and on the rear. On the front, mostly for ballast, because when you're climbing up, I don't know how steep it is, but over 30 degrees, the front of it wants to come off. And Altos does sell a weight kit for it, and they say it doesn't, it hurts it when you're trying to reverse up a hill. Well, it doesn't do very well backing up a hill to begin with. Just, I guess, the design, the weight of it, the design engineering characteristics. I've had problems just backing up a hill. So, but no problem, because you're a zero-turn mower. All you have to do is turn it, point it upwards, and then, you know, push forward on those levers, and up you go. So, very happy with the Altos. Half the price of a Ventrac. Now, if you only want one, and you need, you know, you only can afford one tractor, and you need to do a lot of other things with it. Yeah, I guess, you know, go with the Ventrac, but not very intuitive. I would say on using the controls for the 3-point hitch in the back, which I had, because you're using the right hand to control forward and reverse motion, and at the same time you're trying to operate 3 different levers to control your 3-point hitch. It's kind of cumbersome, but again, like I said, I have big tractors that I can use for doing other operations other than mowing. So for all-terrain mower, Altos. I'm very happy with the Altos. Again, they're not paying me anything for this. Most of the people that I've talked to don't really know a whole lot about it. A lot of their dealers, they don't sell very many of them. So I found one dealer in Oregon, and knowledgeable people. They're selling a lot of them. They're selling them to people in Hawaii and Japan. So good for them. There's one, I think, back in Kentucky or whatever. But some of these dealers, I recommend buy from a dealer that has good knowledge and customer service for this mower. At least buy your parts from them, because sometimes they don't even come with a parts manual. So anything you want to look up, you got to call them and describe it to them. They'll look it up, and then you order it, and they'll drop ship it from the manufacturer. I think they're in Minnesota. But you can see also what I've done to trick out my Altos. I put a canopy on it, and this is a rhino hide canopy. I think they're $300, totally worth it. Literally bulletproof, well, shotgun proof. I see them shoot it in their advertising with a shotgun, run over it in the snow. It's not gonna crack and break. So if you're mowing and you run into a tree or whatever, a branch, a limb, whatever, it's not gonna tweak it. And then I put these lights. You see, I got these lights there, so I can mow at night. Awesome. None of this crap that they sell that goes down here. I don't know what that's all about. You want something overhead that you can see a wide terrain. My Ventrac, I had one on the back, pointed in the rear so I can see what's going on behind me. But with a zero turn, you just flip it around, you got lights. So I might put one in the back, but I doubt it. Then I put a fan up here in case people wondering what that is. So I got a switch right here on my panel here that turns on. Oh, it's a piece of wire there from one of the lights. Anyway, that's definitely keeping me cool in the sun and the heat. You want a little breeze. So what I'm saying basically is, if you just need a good mower and you have hills and you don't need a tractor also, Altos will do it. If you can afford both, then I would get a good utility tractor. But the Ventrac, seriously, anybody who tells you that it's all that, and because it has all these attachments, I think it's a really forced medium, in the middle, that you're going to have to compromise a lot with. Definitely, it's great for hills. I'll never dispute that. But again, if you slide sideways into a tree, you got to cut the tree down or get winched off of the tree. So, because that's just the way it articulates. If you get stuck, you slide sideways into a tree, you're stuck there. And I've had that happen a couple times. It sucks. So that's why I had the winch on there. But if you have a lot of hills and trees and whatever, I highly recommend the Altos for quick and turning and being safe on the hill. And if you need, again, earth moving, digging capacity, or doing something else with a tractor, I think it's best to get this and a tractor. But if you can only afford one, I wouldn't count on the Altos moving a lot of dirt, doing super heavy lifting, especially if you want to lift it over your head. So anyway, leave a comment, subscribe if you like. Be putting more videos up this summer because it is mowing season here in San Diego County. So thanks a lot. Leave me your comments. Really am interested in anything you'd like to see compared between these different mowers. If you have any questions, I'd like to answer them. I do a lot of different types of jobs with these different equipment, and if you want to know what this is, I'm one of those kind of guys. I'll try it, any kind of new equipment. If it's new, I'll try it, and if it doesn't work, I get rid of it. Like, I bought a Ventrac and used it. It was great, and then when I saw this tracked one, I love it. I bought it, tried it, I love it. So bye-bye Ventrac. Oh, if you ever wonder what I sold the 4500Z with 190 hours, it had the stump grinder, the 6-foot flail mower, the blower, the cheaper, smaller blower, a grading blade, and a rake. Those were Frontier, John Deere brand rake, and the grading blade, and a trailer, a PJ trailer, 22-foot, everything went for $50,000. And I definitely, the Ventrac paid for itself in, I think, about the year and a half I had it. So overall, made out all right. All right, thank you very much. Bye.